Hi, my name is Jackie and welcome back to my channel. I know, it's been a minute. If I ever talk about doing a countdown to any holiday, any season ever again, someone talked some sense into me. Tease the season kind of burned me out. I needed a little bit of a break, but I think I'm back. I think I'm back. Also again, new shirt, new sweatshirt. This a beautiful forest green Guy One sweatshirt. It comes from the Tea Thought shop. Pretty soon my entire wardrobe is gonna be just from like the Tea Thought store, I'm pretty sure. Nazanin is gonna be releasing some tea inspired socks soon, and I'm really excited about that. So today's video, we are looking at some fandom blends today, my favorite pastime it would seem. And this video in particular was requested by, now that I think about it, like I don't actually know how to pronounce their Instagram handle. I think it's Limes. It's at ly_me_s. To me that reads as Limes. I'm sorry if I'm saying it wrong, but this video is dedicated to you. Today we are geeking out over some blends curated by Plum Deluxe, specifically for the final season of Supernatural. But before we get into it, if you're not already subscribed to my channel, go ahead and smash that subscription button so you know when I upload. We like to talk about tea here. Okay, now, my least favorite part of any of these like geeky tea videos, it's the part where I try to concisely explain what a series or a video game or a book is about. I'm really bad at summarizing stuff like that. But if you're not already familiar with the Supernatural TV series, it is an action-adventure slash fantasy slash horror TV series on the CW. And it follows brothers Sam and Dean Winchester, who come from like this long family line of supernatural hunters, and we get to follow them all across the nation of the United States of America and watch them as they vanquish supernatural baddies. And if that doesn't completely undersell the series, I told you I'm really bad at this. It kind of alternates between these monster of the week type episodes and episodes that are like kind of specific to this overarching plot line for like a particular season. But yeah, these monsters of the week bad guys are anything from like vampires, werewolves, skinwalkers, shapeshifters, wendigos, Bloody Mary, elves, fairies, just any supernatural being is fair game, I think. As for the overarching plot lines, at least where I am in the series, it seems to be very rooted in the biblical realm. So think like angels fighting demons, or angels fighting angels, or the four horsemen ushering in the apocalypse. Compared to other fandoms like Doctor Who or the Lord of the Rings, the Supernatural fandom, the group fan base, I think it's small compared to like Doctor Who or Harry Potter or something like that. But the Supernatural fans are super passionate, which I think is what gave the Supernatural series like its long lifespan. Like the series is like 15 or 16 seasons long, which makes it the longest running live action fantasy television show on American TV. So I mean, that's quite an accomplishment. But yeah, like Supernatural fans are super passionate, like bold, italicized, underline, passionate. Like we're talking live tweeting episodes, writing fan fiction, creating fan art, creating fandom blends. One of my friends is like a Supernatural super fan, and she participates in this thing called Gish every year, which is the greatest international scavenger hunt. And it was created by Misha Collins, who plays Castiel in the Supernatural series. He's one of the angels, one of my favorite characters. Yeah, basically it is just this international multimedia scavenger hunt. It kind of blends like goofy challenges and social justice issues and like supernatural all into like one super fun couple week long scavenger hunt. And Gish is pretty huge. I mean, they've broken like, I don't know, like 8 world records. Like, but yeah, I mean, this is sort of like the level of commitment of the fans and of the cast and crew to just Supernatural and the fandom. Like, they're both, it's very codependent, it seems, but like, I guess in a good way. I am not a Gish level fan. I wouldn't even call myself a super fan. I honestly, I hope this doesn't like make me lose street cred. I'm not even like halfway through the series, which I'm fine with, because that just means that while everybody else is lamenting about a series that ended in 2020, I'm still like, I got a bajillion more seasons to go. Basically, I have a toddler, so I don't get to binge watch anything ever. Maybe one day I will be allowed to return to America's favorite pastime and binge watch shows on Netflix. But until then, like, I might get to watch an episode or two a week. It takes me a really long time to get through the series. I'm only like halfway through season 6. And spoilers in 3, 2, 1. Did you just see that I had to like look at how many fingers I had up? But anyways, yeah, spoilers. I'm having a really hard time with season 6 because this is the season where Sam, after having been trapped in a cage with Lucifer and someone else for a brief minute, and then got like pulled back to Earth, like he's soulless. And so like the chemistry and the brotherly dynamic between Sam and Dean Winchester is gone. I'm hoping only temporarily, but like it's really hard to re-engage with the series since I'm not like fully invested in it like I have been in the past. That's where I am. I'm like really frustrated with Sam right now, like And also because this is the season where there's like a civil war taking place up in heaven between the angels, between angel factions. Like Castiel's not been in this season that much, and Castiel's like my favorite. But I think I rambled on enough about the TV series for a minute. Let's go ahead and talk about the tea, because that's what you guys came here for, the tea. So as I mentioned, Plum Deluxe curated, actually they curated 2 groups of teas for the season finale of Supernatural. And one of them was like a caffeine-free collection. I went caffeinated, but included in the Supernatural trio that I snagged for myself is this piece of, I guess, what would I call it, fan art? But what it features is the famous Dean's black Chevy Impala and some occultish symbology, some occultish symbols in the background, and then it says the family business because, as I mentioned earlier, Sam and Dean come from like a long line of hunters, of demon hunters or whatever, so they often refer to it as the family business. So the trio includes 2 blends that are available year-round on the Plum Deluxe website, and that is the Full Moon Chai and the Fog Cutter blend. And then there is the tea that was blended specifically for this collection that is not available anymore, and that is the Men of Letters Black Tea. I say let's go ahead and sacrifice sleep and just taste test all 3 of these. So the first tea that I'm gonna sip is the Fog Cutter Black Tea. And the Fog Cutter Black Tea is a blend of Assam Black Tea, Ceylon Black Tea, African Black Tea, Darjeeling Black Tea, lemon peel, and as usual, love and gratitude. Plum Deluxe writes, clear through the emotional clutter and focus on your dreams. It's a really good, strong breakfast tea. And I mean, for me, it's the name of this blend that kind of lends itself to the Supernatural fandom, I think. Fog Cutter. I mean, that kind of sets an atmosphere of like a dark and spooky night. Perhaps the black Chevy Impala's high beams are cutting through some fog. I don't know. Am I like, is that too much of a stretch? When I first read the name of the blend, like the very first episode of Supernatural is what popped into my head. So basically, over the span of 10 years, a bunch of men have gone missing from a specific stretch of like highway. And Sam and Dean Winchester go and investigate it and discover that a hitchhiking homicidal ghost is basically killing all these dudes. I don't know why specifically this episode stands out in my head. I mean, it's been literal years since I've watched this episode. It's quite possibly been a decade since I watched the pilot episode. I mean, I started my Supernatural journey like forever ago, like seriously probably back in like 2011, 2012 or something like that. Yeah, it's taken me that long to get through 6 seasons. Not even through full 6 seasons, 5.5 seasons. So I think that if anything, the Fog Cutter blend sets a perfect atmosphere for the Supernatural series. Now on to the second blend, which is the Full Moon Chai. And this is a blend of black tea, cardamom, ginger, clove, cinnamon, and vanilla butternut extract. No love and gratitude in this one. But Plum Deluxe writes, enjoy a delicious transformation. This is a nice, strong chai blend that for me is sort of heavy on the ginger and the cinnamon. There is a vanilla butternut in this, which is supposed to kind of give it this creamy, buttery flavor, but I barely notice it. But otherwise, yeah, I mean, it's a decent chai. I think the thing that would make this one stand out more for me is if that butternut, that vanilla butternut flavor was a little bit more prominent. Obviously, this blend is a nod to werewolves. Full Moon Chai. Enjoy a delicious transformation. I don't know how delicious transforming into a werewolf really would be. I think it sounds pretty awful, to be honest. But this is good. I think so far I've only seen one werewolf episode in the Supernatural series, and I think that was pretty late in season 2. And I really don't remember anything about it. I'm pretty like indifferent about werewolves and vampires. Those supernatural antagonists, villains, whatever, were kind of like overdone in like the 2000s, the early 2000s. I'm kind of like way over them. And now onto my personal favorite of the trio. It is the Men of Letters Black Tea, which is a blend of black tea, heather flower, safflower, vanilla essence. Again, no love and gratitude. And Plum Deluxe writes, a classic British blend for tea time. And Men of Letters Black is a reference that is completely lost on me right now because I have not gotten this far in the series yet. This is a little bit mysterious to me. The Men of Letters are a little mysterious to me. Oh man. This is, oh my goodness. I absolutely love this blend. It smells sweet, it smells vanilla-y, it smells like a little bit candy-like. Almost like French vanilla creamer, like French vanilla coffee creamer. That's sort of what it smells like. Finally, I've sat down to film this and finally I can drink this blend. Yes. Men of Letters Black. It's a rich black tea base for sure. And then there's like this really delicious, I am obsessed with it, almost like vanilla marshmallow flavor that just comes through. Oh my goodness. It's gonna basically be gone tomorrow because I have been waiting for this video to drink this because I knew if I wasn't careful, I would just like drink it all in one sitting and then I wouldn't be able to finish this video. So this blend is no longer available on their website. However, it is fairly comparable to their house blend, and they have like a normal house blend and then like a decaf version of the house blend. So yeah, there we have it. I am finally sitting in front of my camera and talking about geeky things, and it feels really great. I wish I didn't randomly just take like an entire month off from filming stuff. It always feels really weird jumping back in front of the camera after a break like that. But yeah, so there we have it. Let me know in the comments below, have you tried any of the blends that we talked about today? The Full Moon Chai, the Men of Letters Black, or the Fog Cutter Black Tea? If you have, let me know what you think about them. And are you a fan of Supernatural? And if you are, let me know who your favorite character is. I love Castiel. Ages and ages ago, probably like when I first started watching the Supernatural TV series, or probably like back in 2011, 2012, one of my very first Fandom blends that I ever bought from Adagio Teas was the Castiel blend. I believe that one was blended by Kara McGee. I really don't remember what I thought of it. I don't think I ever finished it, but I had like one of those big 3-ounce bags of it. I will put a link to that in the description box below for you. But yeah, so that's the end of this video. If you enjoyed this video, please consider liking and subscribing, and I hope to see you guys again soon. Bye.